those 6 batteries at 900 pounds is, this thing's almost the same. Well, we decided to stop at the Taco Bell. What'd you get?
Cheese quesadilla.
Well, it was my fault. It's late at night. I was excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Alright guys, so got some more stuff figured out here. I'm gonna make this my DC bay, that my AC bay, and I'm making some dimensions to go around the server rack here in the middle. So I've got this cut out. I'm gonna make it 6 inches deep, and I'll throw that up inside, and that will allow me to hide my wires and still stick the server rack in. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see this box. It's my only bay that does that, and it comes out like 4 inches. So my bay's too short, but I think I can take the door off the server rack and still squeeze it in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. But got the floor in there. I think it turned out pretty good. I put that carpet in. Got my generator battery back there. And I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. Well, turn of events this morning. My battery, they rerouted it from Arkansas back to Salem, and then it's in Plainfield this morning. So I called them, they answered the phone, they said I could come pick it up. So I'm in the car with my partner, and we are headed to Plainfield. It's an hour and 17 minutes away to pick up my battery that should have been here on Friday, so that we can leave and go to Kings Island next Friday. So we are going to the XPO Center to get that picked up and bring it back home. All right, we are here. I'm like a little kid in a candy store. I'm gonna go back the truck up to the loading dock, and they're gonna get my battery loaded up. Well, I got my package, got her loaded in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this over in case it rains, and we're gonna drive an hour and a half north. Well, we decided to stop at the Taco Bell. What'd you get?
Cheese quesadilla.
Cheese quesadilla in a freeze something. And I got a couple beefy 5 layers. I haven't had that for a while. I'm hoping my stomach can take it. We still got about an hour left. So after 3 hours driving, I got my battery. And it's kind of hard to believe, I can't see it now, those 6 batteries at 900 pounds is, this thing's almost the same. This is about 5,000 watts, and this is about 7,000 watts. 900 pounds and 100 pounds. So I'm gonna get it unwrapped. You can see it just rained. I was able to go get it from Plainfield. So this thing was in Texas. It went to Plainfield. They forgot to take it off the truck. It went to Arkansas, noticed it. They threw it on a truck, and it went to Salem, Illinois. And then it came back to Plainfield, and they were able to let me come in and get it Saturday, and here she is. So here is the EG4 LL after all that, it's the 51 volt. That sucks. Well, turn it on, see how it works. 54% charge. Damn it. Oh well. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Well, it was my fault. It's late at night. I was excited. Ordered the wrong one. We're leaving Friday. I can't get to Texas and back. Get another one. And we're leaving the weekend after as well. And we have football games and everything else. So I think what I'm going to do is try to figure out if I can get one of these. I think one works. If there's two of them, I could go 24 volt, but I think I've got to have at least 12 volt. And then I'm thinking I could run the generator from AC power. I could do a bypass, since I've got a bypass on here. And could use my battery tender from God bless it, from the generator battery to keep me going. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and I gotta get the right stuff and send back the old, whether I drive there and back or not. Shipping's almost $400 each way. I'd drive the bus down there, but I don't have enough time. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and continue the build and get it ready. I think if I do, I'll have enough room for a 12 volt battery, and I can at least get the 12 volt going, because I need the 12 volt to run the AC cord to even plug it in. I've got to have, it runs the water pumps, all of the lights, the aqua hot. I wonder, I might be able to use one of my battery chargers as a power supply to run the 12 volt, run 24 to 12, because those are 120 to 24. Then I could take the 24 and make it to 12. Rig me up some way to run off the battery, and then when I'm plugged in, I can charge the battery that's in there and run 12 volt off of my AC bypass. So, not the video I wanted to make, but see what I can get done this weekend. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit. It just finished raining, it's a mess out here. I gotta find 12 volt battery, clean this up. Yeah, so I'll get my thoughts together here and get a plan, and I'll bring you back then. Alright, I got a plan. I'm going to, I found two batteries out there that are like 11.8 volts. I know that's low, but they're not bulged, and they're not 10 volts like the others. So I'm going to take two batteries, put them in series, make me 24 volt. I can run my 12 volt load, I can charge my battery, I can run my inverters. So I can hobble it along. What I'm going to do is go ahead and make it ready to accept the new batteries. I've got enough room. If I do that, if I go ahead and build what I wanted to, I don't get everything installed exactly, but go ahead and make the compartments, get stuff mounted, put my holes in there like I want to. I can go ahead and get everything mounted and ready for the lithium, but then throw the other batteries in there. So now all I gotta do is build it. Well, I think I'm ready to put it out there and see what we can do. I think it'll look all right. When I put the server rack in there, it'll cover all of that stuff. The generator battery will go there, but I'm gonna go throw it in. All right, so here it is in. I gotta get it wired up. I'm working on the generator wires, start wires. I had to pull them all the way back and reroute them on the top so I'd have enough room. You can see them come across. There was just enough before and they sat across those batteries. Now I need them to run over this way and then come down. So not my first choice, but it's my only choice. So continue to get this wired up. Well, I rewired the AC. I ended up drilling new holes so that I could get everything to come out, and then bundled it all together. So I'll show you a picture of what it was before and now. So now I'm gonna go ahead and stick the 2 old batteries in here and see if I can get it all hooked back up. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I'm calling it quits. Got a big storm coming in, of course. It's supposed to be here all day tomorrow. But I'm happy with the way that turned out. And I got these 2 batteries in. And I got, I don't know if you can see it in there, everything kind of ready to go as far as hooking it up. And I'm gonna wait because I'm tired. This is when you screw something up. So hopefully it doesn't rain all day tomorrow and come back and give it round 2. Well, I'm picking it up here the next morning. It's Sunday morning. My garage is a disaster. I did get the batteries in there. So what I'm gonna do today is get my voltmaster put in for my battery charger in here. I'll show you what I'm doing. So I tested these 2 batteries and they're 11.8 volt each, and they both are, and they don't look bulged or anything, so I lucked out. I'm glad I didn't take them to the recycler. And this is where I've rewired it. I think it looks a lot cleaner, and I may hide those wires back there in the side. But what I've got going on here is it's just a standard battery. So I'm going to take the negative and positive, connect them up, and then the negative to the shunt side and the positive to the positive side. What I'm trying to figure out now is that I'm going to have 2 feeds that come from the inverters over to here. So that'll come to the 24 volt side, and then when I connect the negative to the positive, I'm going to have that cable. For the 12 volt side, I need all of these connected to the 12 volt, and then I need to take the negative and run it up. Trying to see if I've got enough connectors, because I need to run those 2 down. Like I said, that'll go to the 24, and then those will go to the, I'm gonna see if I can find a bigger connector. The watt speed, or wake speed, I'm gonna try to hook it up if I have enough time, but I'm gonna leave it off for right now. I also I've got another smart charger, so I'll hook that up to this battery. It'll charge at 24, but then that was the other thing. I gotta hook the vanner up, because if I draw a 12 volt load, the vanner will take charge from the 24 and put it in the 12. It'll equalize them. And then I've got my air pump and the fan for this box over here. So I've got to have this one hit the 24 and that one hit the 12. Back in here it's kind of tidied up. This is my generator start battery, so I've got the wires for it and my 2 amp charger to keep it topped off, and then I've got the sense wire for inside, and then I've got an outlet for here. So what I'm hoping is if I get 1 or 2 more of those lithium batteries, I'm going to put a thermostat, 120 volt thermostat on there, and that will keep the batteries warm if this bay gets cold. And I've got it running off 120 because if I'm going to charge them, most likely I'm plugged in. It's either going to be the inverters or plugged in, and it draws 0.5 amp to keep them warm. So I'm hoping I get this done, and then on Monday I'll try to figure out how do I return that 48 volt battery and get me some new ones. So off to the store. I'm going to see if I can get 2 grommets for in here. I stole them. I stole the 2 there and I stuck them in there because that was a mess yesterday. And then I got to get the torque for those and torque those down correctly, and get the torque for this. So I'm gonna go get some parts and start wiring up. Alright, well, I went to the store and I couldn't find what I wanted, so I'm just gonna put, that's all I gotta do. This cable is 4 amp or 4 aught, so it can handle like 230 amps, which is quite a bit. Oh, the other thing too is I got some Camp Prevost shirts. If anybody wants one, let me know. Got a couple of different sizes. I forgot to put some together. I don't know, it's probably a year ago now. Found them in a bag. So let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and I don't really want to, but I'm going to end up putting quite a few cables on both sides of those where I need to, and then hook that vanner up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then I've got to get in here and clean this garage up. This is a disaster. So that'll be next. Then I'm a little bit closer. I got the torque wrench out. It says 12 Newton meters, which isn't very much. I'll torque those, put the covers back on. Then I'm starting to Frankenstein this together. If I can get that server rack, a lot of these connections will be made in there because there's a bus bar, and I'm hoping I can go through the top down into it. So my goal is you don't see any wires. You'll see some go across the top. I thought about putting a cover on that, but I kind of like the trough. It's got easy access into it. So I'm going to keep wiring this up and then I'm going to try to apply a charge to it and see if they'll work. If they do, then I've got to put my fuses in at the top, and to do that, these have a big capacitor in them, and so you've got to use a resistor or there'll be like a short. So keep Frankensteining this together. Well, I've got the I Frankensteined it up. I got a mess here. I'm wired up. I got everything wired. I don't have the fuses in yet. I'm updating all the software for the shunt, the servo, and then I've got a 12 amp 24 volt charger. I'm updating it. What I'm going to do first is get it to bring these batteries up to a state of charge, good state of charge, and then I'm going to work on putting the fuses in together. But I've got the vanner on, so I've got everything, like I said, wired up. I got some stress relief for some of the cables. It doesn't look like it, but a lot of them are just kind of sitting there. So got a little bit of work to do. Well, I got all the software updated in the new charger, the servo, and the shunt. I programmed the charger, so right now it's at 12 amps, 24 volt for a EGM battery. So I'm slowly trying to bring it up to a charge to see if it'll hold. Got everything programmed. So if it holds a charge, I'll come back here in an hour and see where she's at. I'll go ahead and put the fuses in and turn the multiplus on, and then I got to reprogram them so that I don't pull too much current through the battery. But so far so good. Alright, so an update on the Frankenstein. Everything's going okay so far. I got the fuse in for the 12 volt and for the aqua hot. Now I'm going to put in the fuse right here for the 2 inverters. And like I said, what you got to do is put a resistor in it. So I bought a resistor that they had, or that they talked about, but it was it got hot real quick. So my twin brother, he's a electrical design engineer, he said a soldering iron is perfect. And so I used this last time, and it's a huge resistor, and so it takes this from 0 volts to 24. And then, because otherwise if you stick that fuse right there up to that, it's like welding. And so this, I'll put my voltmeter up there and it'll measure 0 volts right here, and then I'll hook this up to it and it'll slowly ramp up to 24. And then what I do is I go down here and I grab this and then I stick that up there, and it doesn't spark. So I don't think I'm gonna film that. I don't have enough hands as it is, but I'm gonna do that now, and then I can turn my inverters on and then reprogram them. Alright, so I got got them charged up there. So now I'm going to turn the inverters on and program them. I've got all of the AC disconnected, and so what I'll do now is I'll hook my computer into the CAN system or the bus, I can't remember which, and the Victrons will be run off of the batteries. So it'll be drawing like 40 watts total, 20 piece I think, and I'll reprogram them. Well, I got it all hooked up, it's still charging, and got the inverters programmed. They worked good. I ended up shutting everything off, even the 12 volt load. I'm gonna see if I can just slowly kind of top those 2 batteries off and let them equalize if they need to. Slowly kind of just put some voltage in it before I turn everything back on. But so far so good. So looks like I'm gonna be ready I can go on our trip. The one thing I don't have hooked up is my wake speed. I've got a temperature sensor, 25-foot one, that will go to the alternator in the back, and it might come here Monday or Tuesday. And there's a mess of wires that go to it, and there's that hole up there. So what I was going to do is fish all of the wires back through there, because there's a PVC pipe back there. And so I need that temperature sense, the field wire, the stator wire, the positive and the negative. So I need to fish 5 wires back there, and I only want to do it once. And so if I can get those and temperature's good, I'm going to try to hook that up before we go. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to introduce anything else into this. If I have 3,000 watts and I run my inverters in the refrigerator, I think that'll do me. So I don't know if I want to introduce one more thing to the mix or not, but finally got it together. This is not what I wanted, but it'll work. So I'm gonna go ahead and post this video, and if I get those wires, I might just pull them in, and I may try to hook it up, but I don't know. If I do, I've got to hook another 4 amp wire into the 24 volt side over there, and it's kind of maxed out right now, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it, but that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. As soon as I get the batteries from Signature Solar, hoping to get a rack too. I'll stick those batteries in here, and that'll clean up all of this up. Thanks for watching.